love, age, the whole works. Nima, you're going to say something before I'm going to run.
So the audio is also revealing too many things that are unresolved. And I think on this particular point I'm going to make, I want to move to the side of the father. He explained in that audio that, there's a child in the UK that his cousins and brothers are assisting to raise, belonging to the boy, to the man in this marriage now. And he says that matter hasn't been sorted. Meaning that, you've not had that together. So maybe he doesn't feel confident in the boy or in the man moving on with another family. And so he would have loved that, all of these issues were brought and tabled out. Maybe for the
That's
new
the
wife.
same boy.
Yes. To
Maybe
understand.
he's even connected to that, the mother of the other child. It's possible that the father is
maybe
sentimental
that's,
to the mother of the other child.
But that is an important issue for me. You can't have a child and that things are not really
neatly tied up.
Yes, and then you just move on with another person. Sometimes when couples are in love like that, they don't have time to assess and completely understand these issues. They say where adults, elders sit down, they look. If you can climb tree, you can't see it. So the father probably has this in thoughts. But I would have still, this is an entirely private matter as far as I'm concerned. All families have their tradition. In fact, when I got married, one of my uncles came and was like, why are you people making it a Lagos affair? We are from Edo, we are proudly this and that. And he went on and on about my father's late brother. And he wouldn't stop. He had been called on the phone. My father said, no, somebody has come and we are doing the nikah. He said, So when he came for my walima was a year after my nikah, year plus. So my uncle came for the walima and said, this walima cannot hold. I was like, uncle, want to wait now, And he was like, ordinarily, your husband, knowing from the same culture that we are from, he should have gone round all family members. I said, so we'll travel to Abuja on whose bill? I was really irritated because the way tradition does is that, yes, he's supposed to travel and myself,
Round.
to visit. But the people in Lagos have visited.
Drinks.
You don't do. To add the people in Abuja, the people in how many people money will we use for this money? Because unlike you Yorubas, nobody puts money together for an Edo person wedding. My husband is supposed to be a man, and to show that he's a man and foot his entire wedding bill.
Yes.
So when you add that, I spoke up.
You're not ready.
On this table, on this table, we always talk about culture, tradition. How we can hold our traditions where we're from. And this is a man saying, listen, we are from part of the royal family, like 3 different families coming together. I can't be summoned by the palace that there's a wedding going on in one of our sons, and
I'm not aware.
I'm not aware. Maybe that was what pressured him to do. Although I agree that his disclaimer was totally unnecessary. But maybe because of the pressure he was getting from his house, also family members, saying, let me just push it out there so that they know that I am not part of this. So because we don't know the origins of these things.
Yeah, so the right thing is to push it to the family. That's why you're a man. As you know, Mbelere Kajama Dike is in tough times that you see a man. Your character speaks when tough times happen. Push it to the family. Have that conversation there. Sort it there. So what I hear from the little understanding I had of the audio is that he wasn't, you said he said too much. I don't think he said enough. I don't think he said the real things that bothered him. And I also do not think that he's in alignment with the personality of the lady in question, just that he didn't want to mention that. So, there's a way you can walk around the excuses. It's because of this, we did not do this right, we did not do that right. It's also possible that he doesn't have a good relationship with his son. It's also possible that he has rejected this lady in question, and his son is saying, I have to go ahead, because according to some of the, the eyewitnesses, they said even the twin, the boy is a twin. The twin sister supported the marriage. The mother was there. So why is the father not aware if he had that relationship with his son, right? And I see this as his ego is very big.
Yeah.
He's trying to manage his ego. Yes, he was bruised. That's why he's not taking this lying down. So let me speak out to let them know this is tradition. But sometimes when it comes to issues of love with 2 grown adults, sometimes you soft pedal on some of the cultures. There are some things you would just let go. The one that happened in my own, marriage, where the egos were flying. In fact, they nearly threw blow. The 2 father-in-laws. Egos were flying up and down. And in my head, I'm like, can't somebody just mellow? This is the happiness of these young people. Mellow and support them. They already are going to be facing challenges that life will bring to them. Don't add your own. Don't be their enemy. Mellow and support them. He's a full-blown man. And for the other case where he has not really sorted out his other life with another woman, that's where I'm a bit afraid for Wofai, right? Because I know that in situations like this, because somebody has given birth for him, there will always be ties somehow. And if he's not emotionally mature to handle it, she may find herself in problem, you know,
For her to accept Mary, I'm sure they've ironed that out between two
accept
adults.
in the beginning till the realities hit and you're not
Excuse
seeing
me?
clear. No, I'm not talking about you. The husband was mature to handle
So
it.
but we don't
No,
know.
you don't have-
We don't
Yeah,
know.
for a 30-year-old man to be marrying a 38-year-old woman, there must be some maturity in it.
Okay.
A 38-year-old woman
If
will
you
not be
say so.
running around a little boy that, you know, that does not be. And we have some really young boys who show some sort of maturity. The audio that I heard, I just think it was a father just being quite frustrated and was venting to his friend. The part where he says, oh, he has a child outside, I just think he was looking for any excuse to justify his own behavior by putting out that statement. My problem for me is not the tradition or what was required. My problem was how he handled his own part, where, you know, he felt that he was not respected or his own choice was not respected. Your son has said, this is the person I want, and if for some reason you're not ready to accept that person. I mean, adults, we get to the point where we know that our children will make some decisions.
Exactly.
No matter how much we hate it, we understand that they would live with the consequences. But you still hope that they are making the right choice for themselves. You are hoping that, even though I disagree, I hope I am wrong for your sake.
Exactly.
And so if you come with that love and that respect for your child and wanting the best for your child, there's a way you handle things, not to rubbish your child and rubbish the decision.
Also,
I think that's the error in which what he did.
Also, for the sake of family, he's a Yoruba man marrying into an Efik Abi a Bibio background. The entire traditional marriage was on the Bibio side. You can say, okay, because we are the Cole family. That's where the bragging comes. Because you know,
You show up.
wedding is a statement. You don't show up there. When they come to Lagos, you redo the
host
wedding.
them.
Kilo day. You will show the Bibio people how it is done. When they come here, you say, no, my wife, you have come. Welcome. But that what you people do is for your people there. Welcome to
our own.
Now you have
how
come
we
into
do
the
it.
Yoruba culture. Your Yoruba wife will host you, will welcome. That everybody that attend that way, including the person that recorded call, they will be pepper, them gang, all of that.
That
you
was
know?
not his problem.
No.
Not about pepper.
No, because no, because
Because
see,
he made
just
the
a point.
peppering was
I'm
the
saying
issue.
there's remedy. I'm saying there's
Yeah,
a second
there's better remedy,
chance.
there's a
I'm
better
saying
remedy.
that, you know, it can't be all, you know, as a parent, Agbaman ban, you see, your eye go see. You see these kids we're all raising, we're all praying that is the protocol and the manual we give them, that they will follow to the end.
Just like Mariam
We're
said,
all
they might
praying.
not follow it.
Yeah, they might
You
not.
know,
And
it's
it's
okay.
okay.
And you
Pedal
pray
your
as a
steps.
parent to be wrong.
Yeah.
You know, at the outcome and the you pray that, I pray I'm wrong. You know, it said in my own culture that, me otimawo, me otimewo, that when it comes to the issue of marriage, it is about the man's choice and not that of family.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you pray that someone pick where from each family. But you know, when it comes to issues of heart, you will see where his heart leans.
Yeah.
It might be to that your enemy that you have sworn that never, not in this life, will it be. Your child's heart will lean. You'll be
But
forced.
there was a prayer I saw. Somebody was saying that, you see, for a father who is about to give his daughter out in marriage to a man who, your father is not here, I'm only seeing your mother. I'm not seeing any male figure in your family.
That they rent
It's just,
uncles
I'm just telling you that the reasoning of a man who is about to give away his daughter to a man that doesn't come with family. So I hear you are from Lagos. Oh, welcome. Oh, and where's your father? Oh, he's in Lagos. Where's your grandfather?
I
Oh, he's in
totally
Lagos.
agree
You know,
with you.
so even you as a man shouldn't
I agree.
resist
I agree on
handing
this
my
one.
own precious child to somebody that I'm just handing you over to a boy.
You have hit gold.
You have to come with family.
You have hit gold.
It don't mean
In
anything.
African custom,
Yes.
on the woman's side, on the woman's side, I was
Yes.
handed over to my father-in-law, not my
Exactly.
husband. On the woman's side, it's always about her safety, her acceptance on the woman's side. So I think that you're correct. The family on the woman's side played too little on this.
Yes,
No,
because
no,
the-
no.
it could be an
Can I
idea.
answer- can I
Because
answer you?
I'll let you answer in a second. Because when I was getting, my father was late when I was getting married. The pastor will ask you, so who is giving her this child to? My brother stood up. Say, I am the one handing her over to her husband.
Yes, now.
So it's more about the protection.
now, there
So the
must be
same
man.
thing. You know,
So
the
you
man
said
die. The
this
man
one
never
you
die.
don't go with brother.
The man is alive.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
May I? So there are two scenarios.
Yes.
They may have these questions that you've just raised as
Yes.
well, but they also understand that their child is an adult and has insisted that I don't care, this is the person that I'm going to marry. And she came with her they came with the mother. So it's not as if no family showed up. And also in preparation towards marriage, you have conversations. Maybe they know for some reason that the father is not pleased with the choice of their daughter, but the son has shown that he still wants to be.
And you let your daughter go somewhere that the
Oh,
father
auntie, yes.
It's not about
yes,
you
because it's not about you letting. We've talked about it. You can be upset as you want, but if she's made her choice at 38, auntie, there's nothing you can do. Secondly, for those of us that grew up with single parents, single family, because the father died and all the family members abandoned us, what are you supposed to do? To go and dig them out from wherever they are to please you? If you know me enough and love me and know my story, you will not be asking me to go and be looking for any father. In fact, you'll be
But they know
insulted.
the story.
I'm saying you'll be insulted on my behalf if somehow they showed up at that time. So there are different stories. There's context. And for me, what I see, and I wish Wofai all the best, he's a 30-year-old. Men are known to be a little not as mature as the girls. I hope he is more mature, understanding that how they're going into their own, they're going in with a lot of issues. I hope he's mature enough to be able
I hear you.
work
Can I
with
say
this journey
something?
with her.
So how they do it in my place is if the father is not going to be available for whatever reason, an uncle will be present. So I'm sure that woman may have gone with her brother or, you know.
No, it's not in their place. So.
No.
In the Yoruba custom, no, it's not in her brother's place.
To hand the child over.
When the father is not unknown.
Okay, so my culture now.
Now,
if
the
your
papa
father is not going
the
to
father
be able
brother.
to come. You will come with. The idea is that you have elders who know that this is happening and who are willing to support
They
you.
might be
So your
imposing-
mother,
imposing.
people used to buy. In fact, we've had stories where they could not get father, they could not get anybody. They went to go and rent people and say, this is uncle, this is auntie,
Why?
and
Why?
they got married. The bottom line is, we like to place so much emphasis on tradition, and some people have.
we choose when we want to.
No. No, we need to see. We're
Tradition is
evolving.
tradition.
Tradition is tradition, right?
No, we
So
choose.
sometimes some traditions don't serve us to a long extent. Now, some marriages that have gone with their father and everything collapsed even before they got to their destination. Some marriages that father was not present, they are still happily married today. So you now miss out on the joy you are supposed to have because you are holding on to, we have to dig up this father and dig up. There are situations where you may not have that
absolutely
father
agree. Not
present.
without
There
choice.
are situations where your father may have abandoned you and doesn't want to have anything to do with you. Are you going to say
You're
this person should
absolutely
not
correct,
marry
you see.
because
But the
there's no
reason
father?
why elders insist on certain things because they see things that we don't see.
Yeah.
So you're right. In certain situations, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But a father who is about to hand his daughter over to a family that he knows that there's issue in the house. Right now, first of all, we told them date February that they didn't show up. They said that we couldn't call the entertainment in February. We now said we'll give them dates in May. For whatever reason, your father is not here. I am a bit reluctant to go ahead with this wedding. Please, can I go to Lagos and go and see him and find out what is going on? I want to meet your father to be sure because my child is about to go to your family. She's not going to be bearing my name anymore. She's going to be bearing Cole. I need to be sure that where that child is going to, she's been received. If not, carry my child, stay in my house. So if I was the father of the daughter, I will make sure. I'll go and see the father and say, what is going
You
on
should.
here?
I have two instances.
Well, until we hear from them, we
two
don't know
very
that
close
may have
instances, and I apologize ahead to these loved ones about their background. So I had a friend whose father rejected much at birth, and his mom showed up. That's the other side. His mom showed up and said, I will take the child. She's a spitting image of his mom. And so when she was about to get married...
That's the grandmother.
Yes, the grandmother. And when she was about to get married, for the respect that his mom, who had passed at the time, you know, the family, her mother's family who had raised her, they were more than capable. You know how this Omeko and these people do. They were more than capable to handle their business. You know, but they showed that respect and extended, you know, invitation to his side. So when his mom passed, his brother had kept that relationship also.
Yes.
And so they gave them their corner.
Yes.
At the wedding.
They just
They were
their
giving.
corner.
So there was a point where they wanted to do it at the traditional ceremony where they wanted to do an handing over, and the uncle said, I know that this is not because of the way the history of everything that's happened, but this is our right. You know, and we have shown up. And so, you know, at that point, we saw some kind of mediation where the family who had raised her was made to say, okay, this is the paternal father. Her father wasn't there. He couldn't have even shown face because of the way things have been handled. But his family had earned their right to show face.
Can I give you a little scenario? Yes. So after my traditional marriage, because of what happened in Delta State, my daddy wanted to come to Lagos. So he didn't show up for my wedding. And I knew already, he had told me he wasn't coming for my wedding. already.
Because
so
of
I
the
knew.
issues?
Yes, they fought. It was a big fight, you know. And those Lagosians, now, that's my in-laws, were waiting for him to come so that they will show him.
And he didn't show.
And I know my father would not show. So I had already spoken to my stepfather that you would stand in for me. And I don't know what, for whatever happened, because I was lodged in a hotel with my bridesmaids. My mother called my father that morning. You know, they've been separated for as long as I know. Called my father that morning. I said, where are you? Are you not coming? And he said he has no hand in the marriage, oh. He has no hand in the marriage. In fact, nobody should call him. He's not showing up. He has no hand in the marriage.
Wow.
And then my mother called, instead of calling me to tell me what my father has said. So that I would say, but we've already had a conversation that this man, why are you calling him now? He said he's not coming. We have settled him. He has collected diary. We are good. You know, she called my husband and said, my father isn't coming. And so this wedding should be cancelled today. Shebi, you are a sticker for tradition. What should I have done?
I'm just saying that.
No, I'm just saying in these scenarios we're playing, what should I have done? If you were me, what would you have done when your mother says this marriage will not hold? Shebi, if I don't go house, when I go cancel and you not go hold, Abi. I told everybody to go to hell. I'm already married. And I had already done my traditional, I'd already had my certificate from court. I was legally married. That marriage I wanted to do was respecting my parents, which was not, I didn't even need to do it, but I just wanted to do it. So I told everybody to go to hell. My husband told everybody to go to hell. And we went ahead and did. In fact, I wanted to enter bike with my wedding gown before my brother now came with the car to take me. I entered bike with my bridesmaids. That was how crazy I got. Because I'm like, we people know what happened. We've already had this conversation. Why are they calling?
But you see, that in that situation, that not everybody is like Obiajulu. Not everybody has that number one. Secondly, the truth is that I hear you, and you made the right decision in the context of what happened. However, the reason why certain traditions are there is for certain reasons. Is because in future, now by God's grace, both families are united. Yeah. But there are some situations whereby from that day, both families are separated.
No, they were separated, but they came back. Let me add something. Who protects the adults in question from the craziness of the families if they're crazy?
Yes.
So we always pray that we have good families that understand. Yeah. But if you are born in a family where both sides are crazy, egos, they cannot handle their ego, which tradition protects the child?
Exactly.
If you are not willed as I am to stand up for yourself, which tradition protects the child or the young adults?
That's why marriages are for matured people. Exactly. Because you want to protect your spouse against your family and their egos. It will come. Me, I'm even grateful. It wasn't from my parents' side. But some uncles are not. I said one auntie was in front of the car when I came back from the wedding reception to carry my things. So the tradition is that they will come home, they will gather the things, they will pray, then they will sing some traditional things. But we are not in the village. We're in Lagos. If it was in the village, my husband is even from the same village, they will even blow this, they will throw this improvised something. They'll do it. We did it for my sister-in-law when we went to marry her from the same culture. Okay. And so that would have been done. But we're in Lagos. Why are you making things complicated? One auntie jumped in front of the car that they cannot move. I told the driver, I said, push her aside. Let's be going. You have to stand up
so that's the to your people. Let me take this call. Good morning, you're live. Thanks for calling, you're live. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mariah.
Good morning. Very well. Go ahead, please, Eniola.
Okay. I want to appreciate you ladies there for doing a good judgment to the topic online. Unfortunately, we do not have a man around to balance the, gender formation. Well, notwithstanding. Well, let me contribute this way. Royalties. Marriage, is quite different from ordinary marriage.
Go ahead. We can hear you, Eniola.
Okay. Royalty marriage is quite different from an ordinary marriage. And when you are from the royal family, there are lines of actions that are already online in the palace for you to follow. You don't consider somebody who is ordinary like me if I want to get married. I might not need anybody's consent. But when it is royal, you have to consider that you are no longer an ordinary person. For instance, the moment a president becomes the president of a country, is no longer of his own. All his details are ordered by the state. So also when you are from a royal family, the same thing. Now, even in the Bible, right, the God brought Eve to Adam. Eve did not bring himself. You must have a place of parent in your marriage, right? That is number 2. Number 3, now, the man that wrote the letter, the Cole family, is a very big family. That letter is not for now, it's for the future. Whatever seed that comes from that marriage has to contend in the future for that throne, because it has already written that that marriage is not recognized. And if that guy did not, find solution to that issue now, it's going to affect his own lineage of generation on that throne of course. So you have to take note of that, right? So as to embarrassing the lady or not embarrassing the lady, I thought that what's supposed to do is to bring the two families together and resolve first before, going on public. I condemn the aspect of going on public anyway. But I think when it comes to royal marriage, you don't just do it anyhow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for, so that's another angle we've not.
But I don't like that.
But I don't,
Of the seeds contending.
I also want to ask, if you come from a royal family and you want to go ahead with a partner that your royal family disagrees with,
how do you do it?
How do you do it? Because there are some people who are
always shouting, Benin culture.
Because there are some people who have actual there are some people who have actual crowns that they have removed the crown and dropped it for them. And have gone with their love.
It goes back to the majority.
So we're saying really royalty or no royalty, everybody's royalty in their own homes. I mean, we all have to talk to our, it's true. No. That's what I'm doing. What I'm doing is that I'm giving respect to whom respect is due. Even our fathers and our mothers, they are our own kings and queens in our homes. And we give them the respect. What I'm trying to say, that you say I'm an ordinary person, I don't have to seek consent from anyone, is what I'm trying to address. You seek consent even from your father and your mother. But there will come a point where your parents may disagree with you, and then you have to take a stand. And many of us have said, some people have not been able to take that stand because, they are mommy's boys, or they listen too much to their family, and so they make the mistake of not going ahead with someone that they love. And when someone is able to stand up for it, it's like you're showing no respect.
These are exceptions.
No, they're not exceptions. It's just how life is. And then when you do go ahead, to follow your love partner, they say you're not giving respect to your family. All I'm going to say is that when you're an adult, you're allowed to make your mistakes. And also, I hope that the family, when they realize that they have made a mistake, they would turn around also and ask for apologies.
Hopefully we can wrap up very soon, because we're going to bring in our guests. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. We're going to be wrapping up right now. Let's take a few comments and then we wrap up on the show.
Okay, I want to take the general. The general is really upset, and I have to take this. He says to Nima, he says, for the first time in over 3 years of watching your program, your platform is helping to destroy an African culture. It is wrong not to carry and inform your family as you plan a marriage. Miriam Longe, British Royal has cut off one of their princes. Don't you see what is happening among the British Royal? Be careful of impinging on the traditional royalties. Diana's deviation is making her children to still suffer today. And goes ahead to say, how does divorce of parents stop a son from carrying his family along as Africans that we are? Gaskia, una don't fall my hand today.
May I reply, General, that, okay, as important as tradition is, because I will not sit here and it will be made to seem like, we are destroying tradition. I am for tradition. But I am also for reasonability.
And evolving.
As a parent, as an elder, you don't sit in the market and the baby's head go bend. And it should not be you who is bending the head. I am saying, yes, let's assume they didn't follow tradition, but is it unremediable? Is it totally beyond repair?
Unredeemable.
Or redeemable? Is it totally beyond repair? It is not. To put out a statement that, can be captioned, even though taken down later, and kept somewhere for the records of your grandchildren is something I don't support. And even, no matter how upset you are, as an elder, you don't say your grandchildren, because of a letter, would have to contend. You don't know the future.
Yeah.
You don't know that child who will feed you. We know tradition. We all know that, African elders they have foresight. They see beyond a child and their child's choices.
Yeah.
And you should not be the one to be acting immature. Leave tradition. Somebody puts those traditions on the ground.
Yeah.
And it was meant to serve a purpose. And when that purpose is no longer servable, you move on to other traditions.
Unfortunately,
I had
we have
a
to wrap
response
up
as
because
well, but
we have to wrap
okay.
up on the show. But let's go on a break now because our guest is here and time is running out. So I think, but in a nutshell, really, the truth is that this is a private family situation. The disclaimer or the press release was not needed at all. I think we all agree. We also understand and respect family tradition and culture. At the same time, we also say culture is evolving. People are changing, things are changing. I like what BC said earlier that, yes, even culture suppresses and supports family, but when families are going crazy, how does culture and tradition support us,
The young
the
people.
person,
Yeah.
the individuals in question? So these are all conversations that's why culture must continue to evolve no matter how we look at it. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring in our guests. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.